competition. That sentiment is one of the driving forces behind WHAV's expanded local news effort. This is News Director Dana Esmail inviting you to listen to my hourly weekday newscasts right here on WHAV. You'll also find the area's most comprehensive local news reporting at WHAV.net on your computer or smartphone. Remember, WHAV is the only Haverhill-based news source, and it's always free.
And that's the way it is.
Wave weather.
I'm WHAV meteorologist Gary Best with wave weather for the Merrimack Valley. Mostly cloudy skies through the night. It may be a light shower. Low temperature 50 to 55. It'll become partly sunny and warmer again Tuesday, 80 or better. Maybe a shower or thunderstorm. Partly cloudy at night, low 50s. Mostly sunny, breezy, and dry weather Wednesday in the 60s, and fair weather continues on Thursday. This is Gary Best. Your next wave weather is coming up in 30 minutes.
WHAV Open Mic.
From the Edwin V. Johnson Newsroom, WHAV presents the Open Mic Show with Tim Coco. Make your voice heard. Call 978-374-1900. That's 978-374-1900. Or email tcoco@whav.net.
I'm obviously not Tim Coco. I'm Jack Bevelaqua. Tim is on assignment at the Michael Nicoloro Candlelight Vigil at Plug Pond. I'll be hosting the open mic tonight, which, as I have done for many years before I moved to Utah. And I did have an opportunity to write down several topics that we can discuss tonight. Our phone number here is 978-373-1490. 978-374-1900. That was the old number back in the 80s. 978-374-1900. Now, you can listen to us at WHAV.tv or Channel 22, Haverhill Community Television. And you can listen at WHAV.net, AM 1640, Cable Television Channel 8 in Andover. And Andover, by the way, I am in support of the overlay vote that's going to be held at town meeting in Andover tonight. I think that's a very good proposal in Andover to develop the area around the Andover train station. Currently, there's not a heck of a lot there. There's the old DPW garage, which isn't really bringing in any tax money for the city of Andover, and that area does need a injection of activity. So I would urge you to vote in favor of the overlay project proposal in Andover tonight. We're also on Haverhill Channel 22, Methuen's Channel 8 and 22 on Comcast, and 32 on Verizon Fios. Plastow, Channel 17 and 23, and Sandown, New Hampshire, on Channel 17. We are still banned in Groveland. 978-374-1900 is the number to call if you'd like to be on the open mic tonight. And we have all kinds of trivia prizes tonight. Now, John Greenleaf, here's our question from Kimball Tavern Antiques. There are two questions. I'm assuming that you win a prize for each question. If I'm wrong, I would expect Woody to give us a call. Question number one, to win a $10 gift certificate to Kimball Tavern Antiques. I go to Kimball Tavern Antiques, and in fact, I bought my mother's Christmas present there last year, and she was very happy with it. John Greenleaf Whittier used to frequent two New Hampshire towns. Where were they? If you can answer that question, you will win a $10 gift certificate to Kimball Tavern Antiques. And the second question for another $10 gift certificate is, name two locations named after Whittier in New Hampshire. So, John Greenleaf Whittier, questions tonight here on the open mic. Each question is worth a $10 gift certificate to Kimball Tavern Antiques, located on Route 125 in Bradford. But we have more fabulous gifts. We have 2 tickets which admit 2 people each to the Haverhill Police All-Stars against the All-Pro Patriots Celebrity Softball Team. That's going to be held at Haverhill Stadium. It says Monday, 6 p.m. Like what Monday, I wonder? I know. Monday, June 8th. These tickets are worth $20. So if you can name the 2 ski areas that were once located in West Newbury, you will win 2 tickets to the Haverhill Police All-Stars versus the All-Pro Patriots celebrity softball team at Haverhill Stadium on Monday, the 8th of June. So, I guess that's it for our fabulous prizes for tonight. So let's get to my list of... oh, no, we have even more prizes. My goodness gracious. So, if you want to wish somebody a happy birthday or a happy anniversary, we'll put your name in the hat so you can win a cake from Albie D's Italian Bakery in Bradford. Anniversary or birthday, but you have to go on the air. You can't call Chris and give the name to him. You have to give the name to me. Chris will write it down and put it in the wherever the cowboy hat is. I'm gone for 6 months. Oh, and the cowboy hat is still here. So we'll put your name in the hat, and at the end of the month, somebody will draw your name, and you can win a fabulous cake from Albie D's Italian Bakery in Bradford. So we've got all that paperwork out of the way. The number to call is 978-374-1900 if you'd like to be on the open mic tonight. My name is Jack Bevelaqua. I hosted this show for many years back in the 80s and 90s when WHAV was located on Howe Street. Then I came back on for several years in this century. So I have a list of things to talk about tonight, but what I'd like to do is start with positive things that I have noticed in the Merrimack Valley since I came back to visit from Utah. I'm glad to see that the Woolworth building and the old Newman Furniture building have been demolished, and due to the fine work of Brian Dempsey, who is a Class A state representative, there's going to be a multi-use office and commercial and residential building put on the corner of Merrimack Street and Bridge Street here in Haverhill. Long overdue. And there's also going to be a boardwalk along the river, something that I've been hopping about for the last 20 years. Also notice the Groveland Bridge is finally done. The Rocks Village Bridge has been done over. The project on Route 125 in Bradford is done. Then I went over to West Newbury, noticed the new track and field facilities behind the junior high school at Pentucket. Also, the Hunking School in Haverhill, groundbreaking on that was just the other day. And I mentioned the Riverwalk, and WHAV did get an FM license. I understand that there was a proposal to put a tower at Winnikinny Park, but that was rejected by Mayor James Fiorentini. Now, let's go back to those are all the positive things that I could think about, except for the non-support by Mayor Fiorentini. That's a negative, which is unfortunate. Of course, the big news in the area is the death of Vietnam veteran Michael Nicoloro. He died the other day in Haverhill, and there is a candlelight vigil tonight at Plug Pond in his memory. Michael Nicoloro went to Vietnam as a medic, and he did receive several medals and accommodations while there. He did develop PTSD, which had a negative impact on his life, and this just goes to show that once the war is over, the hurting doesn't stop. So if you're out there calling for an invasion of Iran or Iraq or some other place, please keep in mind that it's not you who's doing the fighting. It's people like Michael Nicoloro and so many others. If they're not killed in the battle, many of these people come back as wounded warriors. And a wounded warrior isn't simply somebody who loses a leg or something. You can literally lose your mind. So there's a candlelight vigil at Plug Pond tonight, starting at dark. And Tim Coco is going to be calling in reports from that. Also, there's going to be a graveside service at the cemetery in Groveland tomorrow. The public is invited, and I plan to attend that. So if you'd like to talk about the Michael Nicoloro story, give us a call. Also, while I was gone, I was saddened by the fact that longtime Groveland political figure and community activist Dick Shaka passed away. Dick Shaka did miraculous things for the town of Groveland. He was a baseball coach for many years. He was a selectman. He was on the school committee, involved in the Knights of Columbus and many other activities. No one in my lifetime has done more for the town of Groveland than Dick Shaka. He was treated shabbily by the then Board of Selectmen at the time of his death. He was treated shabbily for many years by the Board of Selectmen in Groveland and many other town officials. Dick Shaka deserves a monument at Washington Park. But just goes to show that putting out negative energy has negative consequences on the people doing the dealing. Betty Gorski, who I believe was the worst selectman that I can ever remember in the town of Groveland, was defeated last week in the town election. So there's no loss in Betty Gorski being out of Groveland, as far as I'm concerned. But going to Groveland now, I do notice that they have Groveland Day coming up this summer. Groveland Day is an event where they celebrate the anniversary of the forming of the town. I have suggested that in addition to the daytime activities that they have down at the Pines Park, that they add a evening concert featuring E.J. Ouellette and the Mad Maggie Band. I have made that recommendation. I don't know if the people in charge of Groveland Day are going to pick up on it, but I think that would be a huge success. Speaking of positives earlier, the Pines Recreation Area went through a major renovation over the last couple of years, and it's now reaching its completion, and it looks very good. Other changes in the area, I noticed that Regan Ford has been sold to an out-of-town concern. See, I don't like change, so I liked Regan Ford, and I like the people who work there, so that's a significant change. Also, I noticed that Mayor Fiorentini has made a very good proposal for changing the trash and the recycling program here in the city of Haverhill. I think he has been wrongfully criticized for his proposal. What they're planning to do is take these trucks, they drive around and have specialized containers, and an arm comes out from the side of the truck, picks up the container, and dumps it in the back. And you've got some city councilors trying to make cheap political hay by saying it's not a good proposal, saying that the elderly can't put their trash out, or all these half-baked excuses, or they have no place to put bulk items. I'm here to tell you that this type of a program increases recycling, which lowers the cost of trash removal for the city of Haverhill. So I am 100% in favor of Mayor Fiorentini's latest proposal for trash and recycling here in the city of Haverhill. The issue, the complaints about it are nothing but cheap political garbage, in my opinion. Also, I've noticed that when I'm in southern Utah, there's a drought in that part of the country, which brings me back to something that I've been complaining about and commenting on here on the open mic for the past 20 years. The lack of care for the water resources we have here in the Merrimack Valley. I believe that the city of Haverhill has not done a very good job in protecting its water resources. Chadwick Pond has houses too close to its banks with septic systems, which endangers the quality of the water. And in Groveland, they put septic systems right next to Johnson's Pond, which is a backup water supply for the city of Haverhill. Apparently, the city of Haverhill just doesn't care. These water resources are invaluable. They're worth more than oil. And the city of Haverhill should have stepped up to the plate and stopped the development around these two water resources. And I also noticed that the Republican Party on the national level continues to come up with complete bozos as potential candidates for president. I can't think of one announced candidate for president of the United States on the Republican side that I could even think of voting for. I think they're all kind of crazy. So the Republican Party, I believe, is in very bad shape nationally. They can't come up with a decent candidate who has a chance of defeating the apparent Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton. I have been supporting our current Elizabeth Warren here in Massachusetts. I think Elizabeth Warren would be a better candidate on the Democratic side than Hillary Clinton. But unfortunately, Elizabeth Warren isn't going to run. I wish I knew more about the trade bill that she's fighting with President Obama about. In fact, I was expecting a call from John from Boxford to explain the Asia trade bill that Elizabeth Warren is opposed to. In my book, if Elizabeth Warren is opposed to that trade bill, I'm opposed to it as well. She's a populist candidate, knows an awful lot about economics and the law, and she is not going to stand by while a trade bill that endangers United States jobs goes through. We have a call on line one? We don't. Okay. 978-37, what's our number here anyway? 978-374-1900. That's the number of the call if you'd like to be in the open mic tonight. We have several valuable trivia prizes tonight to give out. Going down my list of things to talk about, I was kind of wondering about the new railroad bridge in Haverhill. I've noticed that the MBTA and the state has said that the railroad bridge going over the Merrimack River down by Railroad Square has to be replaced. I don't know how they're going to do that. Maybe you can think about that and let me know after this break.
Open mic.
Tim Coco and the Open Mic will be right back. Get in on the action. Call 978-374-1900 or email tcoco@whav.net. If you are enjoying this program, please consider making a donation right now. Your donations to not-for-profit WHAV help keep these vital community services on the air. Donate online at www.whav.net.
This is Phil Christie. When local news breaks, the wave is there. Only local radio can bring you local news, but only WHAV does.
Catch the wave.
Suspense, a weekly anthology of notable melodramas from stage and screen, fiction and radio, presented every Monday night to bring you to the edge of your chair, to keep you in suspense. Listen to the new Suspense with a company of Hollywood actors and surprising guest stars, Monday nights at 10, with encore performances at 1 a.m., right here on WHAV. Remember, only local radio can bring you this feature opportunity, but only WHAV does.
Today is May 11th. On this day in 1884, the Boston Globe published the first housekeeper's column, known since 1922 as Confidential Chat. Although many Globe reporters at first looked with disdain on a column in which readers, the vast majority of them female, shared recipes, advice, and support, Confidential Chat has become an institution at the paper, having been published continuously for over 110 years. Writing under playful pen names such as Dorchester Dottie, readers ask each other for help on everything from cooking and stain removal to child rearing and sexual mores. Many Confidential Chat readers consider themselves to be members of a special club. Some note proudly that they are the third generation of chat readers and writers in their family. For more about this and other Mass Moments, go online to massmoments.org. Brought to you by the Massachusetts Foundation for the Humanities.
Some gold favorites, the most music. Catch the wave. WHAV. Open mic.
From the Edwin V. Johnson Newsroom, WHAV presents the Open Mic Show with Tim Coco. Make your voice heard. Call 978-374-1900. That's 978-374-1900. Or email tcoco@whav.net.
Mike, I'm Jack Bevelaqua here in for Tim Coco. Tim Coco is at the Michael Nicoloro scheduled candlelight vigil over at Plug Pond. He'll be joining us in just a few moments. So if you'd like to call into the show, we're at 978-374-1900. That's the number to call if you'd like to be on the open mic tonight. I believe we're going to go to Tim Coco. Hello, Tim.
Hi, Jack. Thanks for taking over the mic tonight. I'm, as long as you can hear me, I am at Plug Pond Recreation Area, where about 100 people have come to pay their respects to Michael Nicoloro. We'll have a full report on the news tomorrow, but as you can hear, this audience clapping in the background. Different people are getting up one by one to provide their memories of the Vietnam veteran Mike Nicoloro. We're at a lull in the activities right now. But Jack, do you have any questions?
I understand it's a candlelight vigil, so it's still kind of light out to light a candle.
That's right. It's a little light right now, and but an eighth grader was behind all of this. His name is Jacob Hunter Burrill. He's in the 8th grade. And he just got up to tell this story he and his family were eating at the A1 Deli on Merrimack Street in downtown Haverhill. And Mike Nicoloro was in the deli, and he was laughing, and Jacob, the 8th grader, was laughing. And then Mike said he had to leave, and he left. And when the family got up to pay their A1 Deli bill, they were told that Mike Nicoloro had already paid it.
Really?
It's certainly not something I think many people would have expected.
No.
So,
I understand there's supposed to be speakers there today about talking about PTSD and things such as that.
I have not heard those kinds of things. We first heard from Vinnie Willett, the city's recreation director.
Yeah, Vinnie Willett is an asset to the community, and I think he deserves a huge pay raise.
He learned of this effort by the 8th grader via Facebook, and the original plan was to have it at the stadium, but he jumped in and said, no, there's a better spot where you won't have parking problems, where you won't have conflicts with athletic events and so on. And he jumped in and saved the day, put together this event. There are amplified speakers here and microphones. You know what I'll do? Why don't I move in and we'll hear what one person is saying right now.
Is there any other media there?
I've seen the folks from the Lowell Sun and some other places, but as I get close, let's pick up where the audience is.
Where'd he go? If we hear a splash, we know he went into the pond. Hello, Tim Coco.
All right. Well, we have a little lull in the events. We had a speaker just get up earlier today. Mayor Fiorentini also spoke. He had asked the audience if they knew Mike, and just about everyone here had done so. Here we have Ronnie D'Angelo. Hold on.
Family. I knew Michael. I started with Michael back in 1977. I was his probation officer at the Haverhill District Court. Michael was my treat. He was my favorite for so many reasons. That's why I'm here. He was always respectful. Did yell. He did get a little anxious at times. He did scream, but he was not violent.
Well,
I had the Court Clinic psychiatric team evaluate him. I did a family history. I believe I talked to his sister. I don't think I talked to his mother. I talked to the Veterans Administration. I knew all about Vietnam. I knew what he did. I knew how he served. And I believe, although most Vietnam veterans that came back to the United States did not get the full respect that they should have gotten, I believe that Michael did a job and he did it well. And while he was on probation, I can honestly tell you, he reported every 2 weeks on time.
Okay, Tim Coco, thank you very much for that input. We're going to go away now, and if you come up with some more sound, we'll go back to you. Okay, the number to call here is 978-374-1900. That's the number to call if you'd like to be on the open mic tonight. Before we went away to the break and to Tim Coco's report from the Michael Nicoloro candlelight vigil down at the Plug Pond, it has begun, and I suggest that you head down there if you have the time. And Tim brought a few hundred candles, so I don't think you have to worry about that. I was asking about the Haverhill Railroad Bridge. I mean, a lot of trains go over that bridge every day, commuter rail and freight trains. I don't know how they're going to replace that bridge and keep the trains running. Are they going to stop the trains, or are they going to build a bridge next to it? I was just wondering about that. I took the train out of Boston the other day, and I kind of wondered. And there is a proposal before the City Council to put more housing down in the Railroad Square area. If that is a Gerson Furniture Building, I think it's something that should be supported. 978-374, that's the number to call if you'd like to be on the open mic tonight. These funding are transit related. I've seen major improvements to communities that have train stations because it's the Intermodal Transportation Act, which is it's a federal program. All of you Obama haters out there, what it does is it tries to integrate housing with mass transit. So if there's a train station, there's federal funds available to rehabilitate the area, to make it attractive for people to own condominiums or to rent apartments so they don't have to pollute the air by driving their cars in and out of Boston. I've noticed improvements in Haverhill. I've noticed improvements in Lawrence. In the Ballardvale section of Andover, there's been big improvements. And along the Orange Line in Malden, there has been multi-millions of dollars spent on improvements in an area that was rather dilapidated by old industrial buildings which were just falling down. Private developers come in using the help of the federal government to put in housing, employ people making the housing, so people then move into the housing and they take the train to work. So it's something that the city of Haverhill has taken advantage of. Mayor Fiorentini has taken full advantage of that. And if this proposal that WHIV is reporting on is the old Gerson Furniture Building, then I would be very much in favor of that. 978-374-1900, that's the number to call if you'd like to be on the open mic tonight. We do have some people out there who are texting, but if you want, I'm not going to ask the questions for you. Somebody asked if the Tribune was at the Nicoloro event. I don't really know, and I'm not going to ask. I think that the people are out there. If you want to know, give us a call, and we will pass your questions on to Tim or to anybody else. Further down my list here, I mentioned that Brian Dempsey has continued to do a fabulous job as state representative here from Haverhill. There had been some rumor that he might be interested in the presidency of the University of Massachusetts at Lowell. I think that Brian Dempsey would excel in any position that he takes. However, he has indicated that he would like to continue to be the state representative for Haverhill, which is to our benefit. Brian Dempsey has brought in more projects and more state funding to Haverhill than many state representatives put together before he came along. I wish I could say the same thing for State Senator Ives, who seems to be on the they're going to put posters up, missing in action. Senator Ives is MIA, in my opinion, and Lenny Mira, again, he is also missing in action. So Haverhill is very fortunate indeed to have Brian Dempsey. We've got a call on line 1. You going to put that through, Chris? Hello?
Hello. I'm the safety advisor for Tim Coco.
You're the safety advisor for Tim Coco.
Yes. And I would like to talk about Mike, that they're holding the services for tonight.
Very good. Well, what would you like to have to say about Mike?
I understand that when I was younger, he was involved in a fire on 4th Avenue and the corner of 4th and Cedar, I believe. I could be wrong. One of those avenues anyway. And the person that was renting the apartment took in the homeless people. And he happened to be one of them. Well, anyways, I don't know if anybody out there knows this or not. He was involved in a fire that, I don't know how it happened or whatever. Anyway, 2 or 3 people died in that fire, and he managed to save his own life because he thought he was over in Vietnam, and he went crashing through the window.
No kidding.
So if anybody out there knows or heard of this story, I wish they would put it on the air. And he's a well-known guy, and he's well appreciated. I had a brother that was similar to him, but he wasn't in the service. People used to make fun of him, and I used to fight for him.
Well, Michael Nicoloro was a medic in Vietnam, and I can't imagine what being a medic in a war zone is like. Body parts, people dying in your arms, and bombs flying, helicopters coming in. If somebody out there is familiar with what the tasks of a medic is, I wish they'd give us a call here on the open mic.
Right.
Would you like to take a chance at one of our fabulous trivia questions?
What is it?
This is from Kimball Tavern Antiques. We have 2 questions. Each question is worth a $10 gift certificate from Kimball Tavern Antiques. Question 1. John Greenleaf Whittier used to frequent 2 New Hampshire towns. What were they?
I don't know. I think Newton and maybe.
Okay,
you
now
lost already, right?
Question 2. You have yet another chance.
Newton.
No, not Newton.
No.
You're out. So we have yet another question for you. Name 2 locations named after Whittier in New Hampshire.
In New Hampshire?
In New Hampshire, yeah.
I have no idea.
Okay, but we have yet even more. Name 2 ski areas that used to be in West Newbury.
West Newbury. I am not a skier, so I don't even know them.
You know what? Do you want to go to the Haverhill Police All-Stars versus the All-Pro Patriot Celebrity Softball game at Haverhill Stadium?
I don't, but my grandchildren might.
How many grandchildren do you have?
4.
4. Okay. You're a winner here on the open mic. Stay on the line and give your name and address to Chris, and we will send you these tickets.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling.
Yeah, you have a nice day.
Take care. We always make you a winner here on the open mic. 978-374-1900. Chris, if you get that gentleman's name and address, we will send these tickets off to him. It's a fabulous prize. Each ticket admits 2 people to the Haverhill Police All-Stars versus the All-Pro Patriot Celebrity Softball Team. The All-Pro Patriot Celebrity Softball Team is made up of former members of the New England Patriots. So it'll be a fun time. Okay, we'll be back right after this break.
Tim Coco and the open mic will be right back. Get in on the action. Call 978-374-1900 or email tcoco@whav.net. If you are enjoying this program, please consider making a donation right now. Your donations to not-for-profit WHAV help keep these vital community services on the air. Donate online at www.whav.net.
It's 7:01.
WHAV Merrimack Valley. WHAV is a not-for-profit service of Public Media of New England Incorporated. It's heard on 1640 AM, the web at whav.net, and participating cable television stations.
Here's what's happening in local news. The Haverhill City Council holds a public hearing Tuesday for a proposed new inner-city housing development at a vacant Auburn Street lot. On the council agenda, a special permit is requested by property owner Eric V. Dorman to construct a 4-unit multifamily dwelling to be sold as condominiums at the formerly numbered 69 Auburn Street. The plan has received a conditional favorable recommendation from the Haverhill Planning Board and from Economic Development and Planning Director William Pillsbury. It was also previously approved by the Zoning Board of Appeals. According to Pillsbury, council approval is needed before a definitive plan for the project is filed with the Planning Board. Among the requirements, the permit request, quote, will not impair the integrity or character of the district or adjoining zones, nor be detrimental to the health, morals, or welfare, end quote, and conforms with, quote, goals and policies of the master plan, end quote. An additional condition recommended by Pillsbury calls for the developer to, quote, comply with all of the additional requirements of the city's subdivision regulations for water and sewer and drainage improvements, end quote. The Haverhill City Council meets at 7 p.m. Tuesday in council chambers at Haverhill City Hall. Governor Charles D. Baker's full economic development agenda for the Commonwealth won't be ready until the end of the year, but Secretary of Housing and Economic Development Jay Ash said certain obstacles are already well known. Speaking before the members of the Merrimack Valley Economic Development Council Friday afternoon in Andover, Ash said the lack of, quote, market rate housing for the middle class, permitting problems at the local level and replacing an aging workforce, remain to be addressed.
And if we can't build market rate housing in the places like Fall River or in Holyoke or in Springfield or Chicopee, then we're going to fail as a Commonwealth. So we're working on that as well. In some communities, like Chelsea and like Lawrence and other gateway cities, the need to attract market rate housing of any kind is important.
Ash, who formerly served as Chelsea city manager for nearly 15 years, said he visited Haverhill's Hopper Place site on Merrimack Street, which will contain 80 units of mostly low-income housing. He used the occasion of the visit to make the audience laugh.
Hopper Place is replacing a Woolworths. Ready for this, Senator? A Woolworths has been vacant for 54 years. So I turned to Chairman Dempsey and I said, Brian, I've known Brian Dempsey for many years, Brian, if this Woolworths was in Chelsea, we would have burned it down 30 years ago.
Haverhill's Harbor Place was made possible by consolidating a number of separately owned parcels. Ash said such land, quote, assemblages are a critical ingredient in local economic development success. For more details, visit whav.net. A North Andover man is due to be arraigned in Haverhill District Court on charges of armed robbery and assault and battery with a dangerous weapon after an investigation by Haverhill police. According to police, Ariel Lopez, 26, of North Andover, was taken into custody on an outstanding warrant at 2:01 p.m. Friday at police headquarters, 40 Bailey Boulevard. A Haverhill man is due in court to face theft and drug-related charges following his arrest on 4 outstanding warrants. Haverhill police report Robert Ryan, 28, of Haverhill, was arrested at 7:15 p.m. Friday at 18 Blaisdell Street. Under warrants, he was charged with larceny over $250 by check, receiving a stolen credit card, uttering, breaking and entering, and possession of a Class A substance. He was additionally charged by police with resisting arrest. 2 Haverhill men are due in court to face assault and other charges in connection with separate disturbances Saturday. Haverhill police report Keith Como, 34, of Haverhill, was arrested at 11:36 p.m. Saturday at 93 High Street. He was charged with 3 counts of threatening to commit a crime, 2 counts of assault and battery on a police officer, disorderly conduct, subsequent offense, and resisting arrest. Earlier Saturday, Jason Cathy, 40, of Haverhill, was arrested at 5:58 p.m. at 103 Bellevue Avenue. He was charged with a single count of assault with a dangerous weapon. In local high school sports, baseball and softball action among the highlights for the Haverhill Hillies on Monday. Boys freshman baseball will square off against Lawrence High School at Riverside Park. Meanwhile, varsity and junior varsity teams travel to Lawrence High School for 6:30 p.m. matches. Girls varsity and junior varsity softball are hosting North Andover High School at Riverside Park. The girls freshman softball team hosts Lawrence High School at Riverside Park. For more schedule details, visit whav.net. Remember, WHAV is the only Haverhill-based news source, and it's always free. In the Edwin V. Johnson newsroom, this is Dana Esmel.
From Feature Story News in Washington, I'm Rebecca Foster. The European Union has asked the United Nations for help in tackling the smuggling of migrants into Europe. It comes after the death of around 1,800 people this year who have made the dangerous Mediterranean crossing from Africa. Nick Harper reports from UN headquarters in New York.
At a special meeting of the United Nations Security Council in New York, the EU's foreign policy head, Federica Mogherini, pleaded for UN intervention, saying UN support would save lives. She's asking for a UN-backed mission to rout out smugglers, people who are cashing in on sailing desperate migrants across the Mediterranean. The mission would search for and destroy smuggling vessels, but any migrants found at sea would not be sent back against their will to their home country. EU member states on the Security Council have already started to draft a resolution, which could be voted on later this week. However, Libya, the starting point for many of the smuggler ships, opposes the move.
America's top diplomat is traveling to Russia for his first visit there in 2 years amidst ongoing tension between the two countries. John Kerry is expected to meet Russian President Vladimir Putin and other top officials in the city of Sochi. Malcolm Brown has more from Washington.
The U.S. State Department says that John Kerry will be discussing a full range of bilateral and regional issues, including Iran, Syria and Ukraine, on his trip to Russia. Department spokesperson Marie Harf describes it as part of an ongoing effort to maintain direct lines of communication with senior Russian officials and to ensure U.S. views are clearly conveyed. The meetings will be watched closely for signs that Russia and the U.S. are willing to move past the ongoing crisis in their diplomatic relations, a crisis which has seen the U.S. and other nations impose sanctions on Russia over its role in Ukraine.
The defense has rested in the sentencing of convicted Boston Marathon bomber Dzhokhar Tsarnaev. The final testimony came from Sister Helen Prejean, a Catholic nun known for her anti-death penalty activism, and actress Susan Sarandon's Academy Award-winning portrayal of her in the film Dead Man Walking. Mimi Chahiman reports.
During cross-examination by prosecutors who opposed her being allowed to testify, Sister Prejean said her belief is that capital punishment is never appropriate, no matter the crime. Prejean said she had met with Tsarnaev several times in the last few months and believes he is remorseful, and that despite the difference in their religious beliefs, their meetings were always very respectful. The prosecution's rebuttal began immediately after she stepped down, calling a member of the Joint Terrorist Task Force to the stand. The jury could go out as early as later this week, following closing arguments from both sides.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
Wave weather.
I'm WHAV meteorologist Gary Best with wave weather for the Merrimack Valley. Mostly cloudy skies through the night. It may be a light shower. Low temperature 50 to 55. It'll become partly sunny and warmer again Tuesday, 80 or better. Maybe a shower or thunderstorm. Partly cloudy at night, low 50s. Mostly sunny, breezy, and dry weather Wednesday in the 60s, and fair weather continues on Thursday. This is Gary Best. Your next wave weather is coming up in 30 minutes.
Your donations enable WHAV to remain local and independent. Consider giving what you can afford at WHAV.net.
WHAV, Merrimack Valley. Open mic.
From the Edwin V. Johnson Newsroom, WHAV presents the Open Mic Show with Tim Coco. Make your voice heard. Call 978-374-1900. That's 978-374-1900. Or email tcoco@whav.net.
Welcome back to the Open Mic. I'm Jack Bevelaqua, filling in for Tim Coco tonight. Tim Coco is on assignment at the Michael Nicoloro candlelight vigil at Plug Pond tonight. We expect he will be calling in with further reports as the evening goes on. The Open Mic is on until 8:30 tonight. So if you'd like to watch the Open Mic, go to WHAV.tv or Haverhill Community Television, Channel 22. You can listen at WHAV.net. AM 1640, cable television in Andover, Channel 8, Haverhill, Channel 22, Methuen's, Channels 8 and 22, Plastow, Channel 17 and 23, and Sandown, New Hampshire on Channel 17. Methuen Channel 32 is heard statewide in communities with Verizon Fios cable television service. You can be in the western part of the state, and you can participate in our program tonight. We do have a new governor here in Massachusetts, and not a heck of a lot has happened with him so far, so I guess I have to reserve judgment on that. I did notice on WHIV News that several people have taken out nomination papers for elective office here in Haverhill. Mayor Fiorentini has not taken out papers yet, and there is an opponent who is relatively unknown. I do notice that Ken Quimby has taken out papers. I wholeheartedly endorse Ken Quimby's return to the Haverhill City Council. And I noticed that Mary Ellen Daly O'Brien, who I also like, has taken out papers, and I think that's all that I can remember. On the City Council, I like Quimby, who used to be on it. I hope that he does have an opportunity to return. I like Bill Ryan, I like Mary Ellen Daly O'Brien, Bill Masick, and of course the best City Council ever, Bobby Scatamaccia. We have more prizes here. If you'd like to have a ticket for the Methuen Police Patrolmen's Association Comedy Night, be the next person to call. The Comedy Night is going to be held Thursday, May 21st at the Andover Wyndham Hotel. The tickets are worth, it doesn't say, $30, and it admits two people to go to the Methuen Police Patrolmen's Association Comedy Night, and that is going to be held on Thursday, May 21st, 2015. A $30 ticket admits two people. Next caller to the Open Mic program at 978-374-1900 wins this valuable ticket to a fun night in behalf of the Methuen Police Patrolmen's Association. And we have more trivia questions out there, and we still have plenty of prizes. We have two questions from the Kimball Tavern Antiques. I'm surprised Woody hasn't called in tonight. Kimball Tavern Antiques, located at the corner of Route 125 and Salem Street in Bradford. John Greenleaf Whittier used to frequent 2 New Hampshire towns. What were they? If you can answer that question, you win a $10 gift certificate to Kimball Tavern Antiques. And the second question is, name 2 locations named after John Greenleaf Whittier in New Hampshire. And if you can answer that question, you win another $10 gift certificate to Kimball Tavern Antiques. I do all my antique shopping at Kimball Tavern Antiques, and I buy the stuff for my mother's birthday and Christmas and stuff like that. She's an antique collector, and she's always thrilled by the gifts which I purchase at Kimball Tavern Antiques. I highly recommend that you go there, even if you don't win the gift certificate. We also have tickets to the Haverhill Police All-Stars versus the All-Pro Patriots Celebrity Softball game. That's going to be held on Monday, June 8th. This ticket admits 2 people. It's worth $20. And if you can tell me the name of the 2 ski areas that used to be in West Newbury, you will win that valuable prize. I'll show it to you right here, right there, okay? We have the Haverhill Police All-Stars versus the Patriots, and we have Comedy Night in Methuen, and we also have gift certificates to Kimball Tavern Antiques. Now let's get back to my list here. We've already talked about the Mike Nicoloro candlelight vigil that's currently being held at Plug Pond here in Haverhill. And Tim Coco reported that there's well over 100 people there now, with speakers talking about Mike Nicoloro, who is a Vietnam veteran who suffered severely from PTSD, and as a result of that, he developed some mental illnesses, and it became a problem for him. Unfortunately, he died the other day. Mike Nicoloro was a medic in Vietnam, was very well decorated for his courage under fire, and there's also going to be a burial service and a service at the Riverview Cemetery in Groveland tomorrow. I think that starts at about 11 o'clock, and the public is invited to that, and I do plan to attend. And I'm glad to see that people understand that people who come back from war don't always have arms blown off. They suffer sometimes from severe mental illness because of the horror that they went through during battle. And that was the case with Michael Nicoloro. I'm glad to see that people understand that, and they are supporting the memory of this veteran, which made me kind of wonder. On my way over here, I went by a fire station, and the fire station said, "We support our troops." There was a big banner up on the fire station, "We support our troops." Well, what does that mean anyway? I just kind of wonder. You put a banner up saying, "We support our troops." What does that mean to you? We also earlier talked about Elizabeth Warren, Senator Elizabeth Warren's battle with President Barack Obama over the proposed Asia trade bill. Elizabeth Warren, who I have the utmost respect for, and I dearly wish that she would run for president, is very much opposed to the Asia trade bill, stating that it'll hurt jobs here in the United States. So she is going to lead the charge against that bill. I suspect that the Asia trade bill will be defeated. I also was kind of laughing at the Republican field of candidates for president. You got Mike Huckabee, who sounds like a bad minister somewhere, and you've got that bozo from Texas. What's his name? Anyway, he's a senator, and he is awful. He's the one. They all want to get rid of Obamacare. Well, Obamacare has about 20 million Americans now covered for health insurance, and I think Obamacare has been an overwhelming success, and it's not going to be overturned. You got these Republicans. They don't believe in global warming, and they don't believe that Americans should have health care. All they care about is their corporate buddies. So the Republican Party is stuck in first gear when it comes to getting a decent presidential candidate. I was bemoaning the fact that the city of Haverhill and the town of Groveland have not done a very good job in protecting their drinking water resources, something that is a major, major concern in the western part of the country. We've got another caller. Hello, caller.
Hello, Jack. I thought you were like a ghost from the past.
That's right. I'm a blast from the past.
Well, it's good to hear you again.
Well, thank you.
I was going to give a try at your Whittier question.
Which one?
Well, actually, I had answered the second half a long time ago, and they were waiting to do the first part. But I haven't been able to get the show for a month.
Oh, well, what do you listen on?
on TV, and the cable people, I think, boycotted you, or they were on strike or something.
Well, I'm banned in Groveland, so I have been a frequent critic of HCTV, and I think that my criticism over the last 6 years has proven to be accurate. HCTV is a poorly run organization, in my opinion, and it's no wonder you have trouble with it. I don't believe that the city has any business having a city council representative on their board. I don't think any government entity in Haverhill or any other community should have a representative on a media outlet. So, what is your answer to the question?
Let's see, you wanted the place where he stayed?
John Greenleaf Whittier used to frequent 2 New Hampshire towns.
Well,
what were they?
I think the ones they want might be Meredith and West Ossipee.
Correctamundo. You just won a $10 gift certificate to the Kimball Tavern Antiques.
Yay.
How about that? And I go there, and I actually shop there because I can't take the gift certificate, so I have to actually go spend money.
Well, actually, I was there the other day. They're only open now on the weekend.
Oh, well.
Diane was there, and then Craig came. They changed places.
Now, are you saying that you answered the other question?
Yeah, but I can do it again.
You know what? I don't think you can do it again.
Well, actually, it was all one question. There was 2 parts in one question.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it wasn't 2 separate ones.
Oh, well, okay. Give your name to Chris, and he will send you the information that you need to get the $10 gift certificate.
He's got my name. I gave it to him.
You did. You have all. Okay, good. You're a winner here on the open mic. Would you also be interested in 2 tickets to the Haverhill Police All-Stars versus the All-Pro Patriots Celebrity Softball game?
No.
No. Okay. I guess you're not interested in the Haverhill Police Patrolmen's Comedy Night. The
That might be interesting. If I can't use it, I will give it to somebody.
Methuen Police Patrolmen's Association Comedy Night. Well, I have to come up with a question for that.
Right.
So I don't know what who was the last state senator from Methuen? If you can answer that question.
Not Juga. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, you win.
I do?
Yeah, you win again. So we got this going. Boy, you're really cleaning up tonight.
Well, I had to wait a month to answer the other one.
I have no idea what was going on with that.
Well, because the Haverhill Cable didn't carry it.
Well, of course, I'm back on the air, so the Haverhill Cable decides that it's important enough to put the open mic back on.
In fact, I called up and I left a message to say happy birthday to Tim. I don't know if he got it.
Oh, well, okay, that reminds me. We have yet another opportunity for you to win yet another prize. If you would like to wish somebody a happy birthday or a happy anniversary, for the month of June, we'll put your name in the fabulous Chinese cowboy hat and draw names at the end of the month. So is there somebody you'd like to wish a happy birthday to?
Well, I think I'll give someone else a chance.
Okay, you've won enough already. You're really quite the winner, you know that?
Well, I think I'm being pretty nice giving someone else an opportunity. They've had 6 months on the other question.
I know. That was now we need Kimball Tavern Antiques to call us in with another question.
Well, give them a chance there.
I hope they're listening tonight.
Well, I don't know.
Neither do I. That's the maddening thing about doing this show.
Willie might be having tea with his neighbor.
Oh yeah. Having tea with the neighbor. I think they're up to no good, don't you?
No, he's a good guy.
Okay, well, thank you for calling.
All righty, bye-bye.
Okay, now, that woman is really cleaning up. Did you take the comedy night ticket, Chris? You have to mail this.
Yeah.
Oh, you have more?
Yeah, we had the information.
How many of these tickets do we have?
I don't know. We had the information for that later.
Okay, good. So, she won. But we have yet another Methuen Police Patrolmen's Association comedy night ticket. It's worth $30. It's going to be held on Thursday, May 21st at the Andover Wyndham Hotel to benefit the Methuen Police Patrolmen's Association. If you can tell me the next to the last state senator from Methuen, before Jajuga, you will win this ticket. And if you could tell me the two ski areas that used to be in West Newbury, you will win a ticket for two to the Haverhill Police All-Stars versus the All-Pro Patriots Celebrity Softball Team game. It's going to be held at the Haverhill Stadium on Monday, June 8th. That's a $20 value. So, and we're waiting for Methuen, for Kimball Tavern Antiques to give us a call because we're out of questions from them. That woman, she basically cleaned us out. That nice little old lady calls up and takes all of our prizes. What do you think of that? Well, we started the show off on a positive note. Why don't I go over some of the things that I have noticed that have been very good here in the Merrimack Valley since I've been gone. The Woolworth building is gone, and there's a nice project going on down there, which is going to have a huge benefit to the city of Haverhill. It's going to provide jobs. There's going to be state agencies there, retail, and housing, at an area that was vacant for many, many years. The boardwalk along the Merrimack River is also going to be completed. I lay the praise for that project to Brian Dempsey. The Groveland Bridge was completed. The Rocks Village Bridge has been completed. Route 125 in Bradford has been completed. And the Pines Recreation Area in Groveland has been totally renovated, has been dramatically improved. The track and field facilities behind the junior high school at Pentucket have been completed. It looks terrific. The new hunking school groundbreaking occurred, and WHAV got approval for a new FM station here in the city of Haverhill, which would be a huge benefit to the city. Having an FM station with a large listening radius provides economic benefit to the community. It's too bad that the mayor can't provide WHAV with a tower location. We have yet another call coming in, so here we go. Here at WHAV, the number to call again is 978-374-1900.
Welcome back.
Thank you. We gave away all of your prizes.
Hey, welcome back, Jack.
Thank you, Woody. How you doing?
Not bad. You know that I'm doing okay. This is live from Crystal Lake.
Live from Crystal Lake. You're supposed to be at Plug Pond.
Well, God bless Mike Nicoloro. Rest in peace.
That's right.
I hope something good comes of this for other Vietnam vets.
Yeah, so do I.
You know, there's a lot of them, and we knew a lot of them. And my brother did 2 tours. Gary.
Yeah, I knew Gary.
Yeah, I really didn't know him. I knew Mike was in the service. I never knew he was a medic. I never knew a lot of stuff about the guy. You know, it's pretty sad.
It's very sad.
There was help available, but you got to want it, because I know I was a veteran, but I didn't go. I was fortunate not to go to Vietnam. My brother did my tour for me. But,
where did you go? Switzerland?
You know, Marcel, that question was out there for 6 months.
How about that?
Yeah.
And she won.
You can give the answer to the other 2. I think she got that before. The bridge.
Yeah, the bridge, and there was something else, I forget.
The Route 120, what is it? The Whittier Highway.
Oh, yes, and then, of course, there was the fabulous Mount Whittier, too.
That's right, but that had nothing to do with this. The Whittier Highway connects Meredith and West Ossipee.
Okay, if she told me that she got that answer right
she did.
Months ago.
If you look on the map, I'm glad Marcel got that.
Yeah, me too.
But how you been?
I've been fine, thank you.
Yeah, when'd you come out?
I came out Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, last Friday I came out. Now I'm here on the open mic again.
You must have known another guy from Groveland. He died, I think, a year after he came back from Vietnam.
Who was that?
Namesake, Roderick.
No.
Roderick.
No, I didn't know him.
He had his father was Bill?
No.
I think Bill was related to Alex.
Alex Roderick. I don't.
No. Roderick was his first name. Roderick Wood.
Oh.
Yeah.
No. Oh, I didn't know him. I see that a Wood got elected to being a selectman in Groveland.
Hey, how about that?
That was Ray Wood's grandson.
Isn't it amazing? My grandfather was Ray Wood.
Well, this is Ray. I don't think this is the same guy.
No, it's not the same guy, but there's the connection. There's the connection.
Yeah, Ray Wood was the brother of my uncle, Alec Wood.
And he owned the gas station.
Oh, Ray Wood owned Ray's Atlantic Red Ball Service.
There you go.
Over in Riverside.
See, I'm trying to piece this thing together somehow. My brother Gary was good at it. He could have looked it up and found out how these guys were all connected. You know, because we were all from that area. So
Ray Wood was Alec Wood's brother, and Alec Wood was married to my Aunt Betty.
We know that.
You do.
Yeah.
So I'm related to everybody in Groveland. Well, I used to be.
I know it. There's a lot. Yeah, you got a lot of relatives in the Riverview Cemetery.
Yes, I do.
And actually, there were a lot of Parkers.
Yes, there was a whole bunch of Parkers down there.
That's right. Mr. Parker came in one day to me. He was your uncle?
Fred?
Fred.
Fred. Now, unfortunately, Fred is a resident of Riverview Cemetery.
Oh, I know that. He came in and he was putting a fence up. And I was over there. I was running the cemeteries, you know. And,
that was Fredco's Fences. I used to work for him.
Fred came in. I says, Fred, you can't. They told me the commissioner said you can't come up through here. And he says, what are you talking about? I says, that's what they were saying. He says, you know how many relatives I got in here? I says, I know you got a lot. Because I know the Parkers. That's the most name. Most families. There's a Parker name in there.
You know, it's funny. I go up there because I live in Utah now, and the Mormons are all into genealogy. So I figured, you know what? I'm going to go down to the cemetery and I'm going to trace my family. So I went down there. Went to there's Parkers like all over that cemetery.
Oh yeah.
So down below there's my grandfather and my grandmother, and then there's my uncle Freddie, my uncle Richard, and my uncle Arthur.
Yeah.
They're all in one spot, and then there's my Uncle Alec is over in another part. And you go up
I know where Alec is.
You go up in the top of the hill, and there's Eustace, and there's all kinds of Parkers up there, going back to the beginning of time, and I got confused.
You need to, you know what we need to do? I need to find out how the mayor of Haverhill in 1904 was Roswell Wood. He's buried on top of the hill in the back in Riverview. He was mayor of 1904, 05, 06, 07.
Well, I don't know how that all works out, but...
well, no, I'm sure that he was from Groveland.
See, Groveland tried to take over Haverhill in the great Haverhill-Groveland Wars.
Well, Groveland was one time Raleigh.
That's right.
And Bradford was Raleigh.
That's correct. Well,
so all my relatives came up the Parker River.
Oh, I thought they went down the river.
Well, we're down the river.
Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, I was down there, and this, Savory.
Savory. I'm related to Savory.
Savory was my great-grandfather.
Well, see, we're related to Savory. Savoryville.
That's right.
So,
and one of the Savorys named Groveland, California.
Wow.
Groveland, California was called Garrotte, California.
Right.
And so he came traipsing out there in the 1800s sometime and said, that's not a very good name for a town. And they said, what do you think? He said, well, I come from Groveland. It's right outside of Yosemite National Park. And so they decided to name Garrotte, California, Groveland, California.
Oh, I never knew that. Wow.
Yeah, well, see, how about that?
I've been there, too.
I've been there as well.
Yeah,
I wish I knew that when I was there.
I didn't know it either. I've been in the Yosemite. Yeah, I never knew that.
Well, okay, so you listen to the Open Mic program and you get all kinds of valuable information.
That's right. So
all my Mormon friends would be happy back in Utah.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who's the senator before Jajuka. God. I know I got one of the answers for the hills, but you need more than one. I know Break Hill.
Yeah, I need
Give me
two.
A hint. Where was it? What location? Down behind...
No, think of something religious.
Religious? Well, that's...
Think about religion and West Newbury and a school.
Oh, school, West Newbury.
Okay, we're going to have to take a break, and
all right.
You think on that and give us a call back, Woody. Thank you.
All right.
Time for a break. We'll be back in just a few moments.
All right.
Right back. Get in on the action. Call 978-374-1900 or email tcoco@whav.net. If you are enjoying this program, please consider making a donation right now. Your donations to not-for-profit WHAV help keep these vital community services on the air. Donate online at www.whav.net.
It's 7:34.
Phil Christie here. Still not sure when your favorite features are broadcast? Check out the What's On page at www.whav.net for complete listings.
Community Spotlight.
The Greater Haverhill Chamber of Commerce is hosting a Top Chef Challenge from 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. Thursday, May 14th at the Bradford Country Club, 201 Chadwick Road in Haverhill. 3 area chefs will compete in the challenge of cooking the audience an appetizer or meal starter with wine and beer pairing. Tickets are $50 and include food, chef samples, beer and wine samples, cash bar, and live entertainment. For more information, call 978-373-5663. Someone you know is on WHAV. To submit or read your own nonprofit announcements, click on the Contact tab at whav.net or email news@whav.net. In the Edwin V. Johnson newsroom, this is Alyssa Torres.
WHAV. Catch the wave.
On the next Making Contact.
You felt like a sitting duck. You're a black woman, you're out there, somebody's hunting you down.
We'll hear about how serial killers were able to hunt down mostly black women for 3 decades in South Los Angeles. Then we'll take you to the Yucatan, where pregnant indigenous women struggle under a healthcare system failing to provide proper medical care.
Existe mucha violencia obstétrica.
There's a lot of obstetric violence, and often women from indigenous communities don't recognize it.
Making Contact is heard every Wednesday night at 6:30. Remember, only local radio can bring you such compelling features, but only WHAV does.
Wave weather.
I'm WHAV meteorologist Gary Best with wave weather for the Merrimack Valley. Mostly cloudy skies through the night. It may be a light shower. Low temperature 50 to 55. It'll become partly sunny and warmer again Tuesday, 80 or better. Maybe a shower or thunderstorm. Partly cloudy at night, low 50s. Mostly sunny, breezy, and dry weather Wednesday in the 60s, and fair weather continues on Thursday. This is Gary Best. Your next wave weather is coming up in 30 minutes.
Some gold favorites, the most music. WHAV Open Mic.
From the Edwin V. Johnson Newsroom, WHAV presents the Open Mic Show with Tim Coco. Make your voice heard. Call 978-374-1900. That's 978-374-1900. Or email tcoco@whav.net.
Welcome back to the Open Mic. I'm Jack Bevelaqua, filling in for Tim Coco, who's on assignment tonight. Has Tim called in, Chris? I think it's time for another report from Tim. Tim, call us. Okay. We're having a lot of fun tonight here on the Open Mic. We still have fabulous prizes to give away. You can get 2 tickets to the Haverhill Police All-Stars versus the All-Pro New England Patriots Celebrity Softball Team if you can tell me the 2 ski areas that used to be in West Newbury. And if you're the next caller, I'll give you a ticket for 2 to the Methuen Police Patrolmen's Association Comedy Night that's going to be held on May 21st. So, and we have out of questions from Kimball Tavern Antiques because Marcel keeps winning all the prizes. Now, let me go down my list of things I was going to talk about tonight because I make a list and I never, ever get to all of them. So you might be interested in some of this. I talked about the Mike Nicoloro candlelight vigil that's occurring tonight down at Plug Pond. And I bemoaned the fact that Dick Shaka passed away, former selectman and community activist in Groveland. I expressed that I was happy that Betty Gorski was defeated in her attempt for re-election in Groveland, bemoaned the fact that Regan Ford is being sold to an out-of-state concern, reveled in the fact that the Republican Party doesn't have a serious candidate for president yet. I don't think they're going to. I'm concerned about the future of the water resources here in the Haverhill area. I support Mayor Fiorentini's effort to improve trash and recycling here in Haverhill, and question the new railroad bridge. I don't know how that's going to work. And I've come to the conclusion that Fox News should change its name to the Fox Comedy, because I think all their news is a bit of a joke. And I think that downtown Haverhill is going through a revitalization thanks to the effort of Representative Dempsey and the good work of Mayor Fiorentini. And I mentioned Groveland Square. I don't know what's going on. Oh, there's a gas station in Groveland Square. I mentioned that the new bridge is completed, but they kept this old, dilapidated gas station in Groveland Square, which looks like hell. I'd like to see that demolished. Mentioned that I don't believe that HCTV, Haverhill Community Television, is very well run, and I don't think that the city government should have a representative on its board. And Groveland has a 5-member board of selectmen now. Eddie Watson, a former police officer here in Haverhill who retired, ran for selectman. He was victorious, as was Mr. Wood, and there was one other person too. So there's a 5-member board of selectmen now, and there's some concern that the board of selectmen met and they made Mr. Dunn the chairman. And there are some people in Groveland who aren't happy with that. I don't really care. And I voiced my support for putting housing into the old Gerson Furniture buildings. I give Brian Dempsey an A+ for being a good state representative. I think that Lenny Myra and Senator Ives are both out to lunch. I have endorsed the candidacy of Ken Quimby for city council. So if any of those things interest you or bring up any other subject, we'll be happy to discuss them here on the open mic tonight. We're here until 8:30, and we've given away a whole bunch of prizes, and we would like to continue to do so. Do you agree with me that Fox News is a joke? Do you agree that if you need a good laugh, you watch Fox News? The thing is, I blame Obama. I mean, the economy has improved greatly during the Obama administration. The United States has moved out of the Iraq war, and the economic stimulus package, which the Republicans opposed, has seemed to have worked so far and continues to improve. Renewable energy is on an upswing. That's something that Massachusetts has not done a very good job. Massachusetts gets an F when it comes to promoting renewable energy. If you go out west, you go to Kansas, you go to Nebraska, you go to all these western states along I-70, and there are hundreds of kilowatt-scale wind turbines out there. I mean, Kansas, a Republican state, leads the nation. Texas, in fact, leads the nation in wind power. And New York, in Madison County, has hundreds of megawatt-size wind turbines. Massachusetts is lagging far behind. The amount of money that the state of Massachusetts has spent on energy programs, the results are poor. The Energy Office in Massachusetts, I do believe, needs to be revamped, and I would urge Governor, who's the governor now anyway? You don't know, Chris? He's a new guy. Whatever his name is, he's a Republican. That's why I don't remember his name. Baker needs to take a look at efforts to promote the use of renewable energy here in Massachusetts, and they need to do a better job. It is kind of frustrating. You go through these states, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Kansas, Texas, wind turbines all over the place. The farmers are cleaning up. They put these wind turbines on farmland, and the farmer gets $5,000 or $10,000 per year in a lease, and the wind power developer has to pay property taxes to the town where the wind machines are, but they're investing millions of dollars in renewable energy in other parts of the country, and they're not doing that here in Massachusetts. And in fact, I did notice that there are more jobs created in renewable energy than in the dirty coal and oil industries here in America. The Republican Party doesn't believe that global warming is real, and the Republican Party doesn't believe that renewable energy is the answer. They want to keep burning oil, and they want to keep burning coal and polluting the air. Let me tell you something. You go to Salt Lake City in the summer, you can't even breathe. They got these coal burners to the west of them, and the pollution just spews into the Salt Lake Valley like a big bowl. And if they had more renewable energy west of Utah, then like down in Arizona and in New Mexico, what else is to the left of Utah? I'm trying to look at the map. They need more renewable. They're doing a great job in the west. They need to do a better job, and they need to shut down these coal burners. The Republican Party doesn't want that to happen. It's interesting in Utah. I mean, they have They have Mike Lee, who is a horror story, and they have Orrin Hatch, who looks like he's been embalmed for the last 40 years. I have yet to meet anybody who is a big supporter of either one of those guys, but they get elected every single time they run. So I don't know who's voting for them, because I've never met anybody who says that they voted for these guys, but they get elected. I'm involved in the Democratic Party in St. George, Utah, and it's frustrating to try to get Democrats elected. I keep assuring people that New Hampshire used to be all Republican. Massachusetts used to be all Republican. The Massachusetts House and Senate and Governor used to be all Republican. Same thing in New Hampshire. That has changed. New Hampshire is a blue state now, as is Massachusetts. So things can change. I'm the voice of hope in Utah for the Democratic Party, because I've seen it happen here, and it can happen almost anywhere. And if the Republican Party doesn't come up with better candidates, and they're going to be in big, big trouble come the next election. Time for a break. We'll be back right after this.
Open mic!
Tim Coco and the Open Mic will be right back. Get in on the action. Call 978-374-1900 or email tcoco@whav.net. If you are enjoying this program, please consider making a donation right now. Your donations to not-for-profit WHAV help keep these vital community services on the air. Donate online at www.whav.net.
This is Phil Christie. Would you like to hear the wave on your stereo, or even better, anywhere in your home? Check out the tips for better sound at www.whav.net.
Smart companies choose the Merrimack Valley. They're attracted by the region's technology and innovation, housing and education, workforce, arts, culture and recreation, and convenient location and easy access. Learn more and look at profiles of all 24 cities and towns at the Merrimack Valley Economic Development Council website at merrimackvalley.info.
Catch the wave!
This is Tom Hartman inviting you to tune into the Tom Hartman program on WHAV every weekday beginning at noon. I'm here 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, taking your calls live and providing all the news you need to know. The Tom Hartman program is your media support group for we the people. Again, please join me weekdays beginning at noon right here on WHAV. Remember, only local radio can bring you this progressive talk opportunity, but only WHAV does.
This is Take Two Movie Review. I'm Mike Friend. This week, The Test. There are those out there, including the non-technophobe Elon Musk, who think that research on AI or artificial intelligence is the most dangerous thing humans are doing these days. If you agree, the new movie Ex Machina will not help you get a better night's sleep. This one's action begins with Caleb, a standout infotech company employee played by Domhnall Gleeson, arriving by helicopter to the remote mountain compound owned by his employer Nathan, Oscar Isaac, who you might recall from Inside Llewyn Davis. Caleb believes he has won some sort of motivational vacation, only to find out, also not completely accurately, that his purpose there is to administer the so-called Turing test to the AI creations that Nathan has developed. Specifically, he has sessions with one called Ava, a special effects marvel has merged with Swedish actress Alicia Vikander. Without going into detail, which could spoil the way the layers are peeled back, let's just say that Ava is not the only one or thing that ends up being tested. The production is a minimalist marvel, starting with Nathan's abode, which is a Wright-esque mashup of steel, glass, and the natural environment, to the dialogue and sets. Everything is stark and impeccably placed, a la Kubrick. The stunning soundtrack is the work of two of the guys from the 90s electro-chill act Portishead. Unbelievably, this masterpiece is the directorial debut for British writer Alex Garland, who penned Danny Boyle's 28 Days Later and Sunshine, while the fly nature of the AI units and the possibly sequel teasing non-end, skate close to the gratuitous. The product is so elevated these will be afterthoughts at worst. Ex Machina simply marks the best movie offering of the year so far. This has been Take Two Movie Review. I'm Mike Friend. Catch up with us at Take2MovieReview.com and follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Take2_Review.
Catch the wave. WHAV. Open mic.
From the Edwin B. Johnson Newsroom, WHAV presents the Open Mic Show with Tim Coco. Make your voice heard. Call 978-374-1900. That's 978-374-1900. Or email tcoco@whav.net.
Welcome back to the Open Mic. I'm Jack Bevelaqua, filling in for Tim Coco tonight. Tim Coco is on assignment. Last we heard, he was at the Michael Nicoloro candlelight vigil. We're hoping to get another report from him. If you go to Tim Coco email, I haven't figured out how the computer works, so I can't respond to your email. I'm lucky I can figure out how to turn the microphones on. They keep changing everything. I've been doing this show for like the better part of 20 years, and every time I show up, things are different. We still have all these fabulous prizes. If you'd like to be in the running for a fabulous cake from RBD's Italian Bakery in Bradford, call and offer and wish somebody a happy anniversary or a happy birthday for the month of June. We'll put you in the Chinese cowboy hat, and we'll draw names at the end of the month. It's a fabulous prize. And the next caller gets a ticket for two to the Methuen Police Patrolmen's Association Comedy Night, which is going to be held on Thursday, the 21st of May. So, and we still have tickets for the Haverhill Police All-Stars versus the All-Pro Patriots Celebrity Softball Team. That's going to be held on June 8th at Haverhill Stadium. Tell me the name of the two ski areas that used to be in West Newbury. So, we still have prizes here. So, I threw my list of things to talk about away. Whenever I do that, I get in trouble. What I don't understand is why is the Republican Party so hell-bent on overriding Obamacare? It's almost like almost like an illness. They don't want you to have health coverage. The Republican Party doesn't want you to have health coverage. So it's as simple as that. Okay, let's go right. We got another call coming in here at WHAV Central.
Yeah, hello.
No, I don't know.
Yo, is this Jack? Yeah, well, I just, this is live at Crystal Lake. I just lit a candle.
Wait a minute, live at Crystal Lake?
Yeah, well, I just lit a candle. I got a little fire going, but don't tell any fire department. I don't want them up here tonight. No permits up here, you know. But anyway, I'm going to try it. You said, I got Break Hill, and let's see, you said a religion.
I said a religion. I said religion and school.
School, I know, Pentucket, that could be Indian, but...
religion and private school.
Let's see, private. Now that's okay. God, my buddy went to school there. God, what's...
Oh, you did? Oh, he did, huh?
Yeah, one of the Gazzatis from Ralph's. Bobby Gazzati.
Oh, okay, Bobby. Well, maybe give Bobby a call, and maybe he'll tell you.
No, wait a minute. Cardinal Cushion.
Oh, that's where the ski area was. But what was the name of the ski area? The name of the ski area wasn't Cardinal Cushing. It was
Cushion Hill.
No.
Come on. Hey, wait a minute. Now, Savory. You know what Savoryville is?
Yes, right? I do know what Savoryville is.
Now, you know the old Savory house?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you knew Brian's mother lived across the street.
Yes.
Away.
Yes, I did.
What was Brian's last name?
Brian.
I know.
Brian. What was his last name? I forget. His brother lives down the. Oh, there's a street named after him right across the street there.
Well, that's Savory.
No.
Oh, the name. I know it.
His brother lives down behind there. I want to say King, but it wasn't King.
No, Brian's mother or grandmother. My great uncle's uncle married a Savory. the Savory girl,
Oh.
and he was a Wood.
Hey,
They lived in
we're
that
related. How come I never get invited? I never get invited to Crystal Lake.
Well, because nobody gets invited up here.
How come I never get? How come I never get invited down to the Wood beachfront cottage?
Well, down to Salisbury. That's not beachfront.
Oh, it's not.
It's more frontage of the reservation.
Are you down on Cross Beach?
No, yeah, Cranes Beach, Cranes.
No, Cross Beach. You know what Cross Beach is, right?
No.
Cross Beach is that sandbar out in the. It's in Seabrook. It's that sandbar out in the middle of the marsh.
Huh.
That's where a lot of the Little Abner stuff comes from.
Wow, I didn't know that. Hey, Joe Wood. Joe Wood was married to Savory's daughter,
Okay.
and I don't know if it's Barbara's Brian's mother, probably Brian's grandmother, huh?
Well, I know one of the Savorys was my great grandmother.
Well, there you go. Because we're related to the Savorys.
Oh my God, that's kind of scary.
Yeah, but Adams is in there too.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know. I just give me a hint on that. Give me a break.
Oh, let's see.
Break Hill.
Break Hill. We know where that is. That was a ski area, and the other ski area was on the hill where Cardinal Cushing Academy is. It was called.
Wait a minute.
It was called.
Wait a minute. Let me see.
I know.
I know what.
No, you don't.
I think I do.
Really? Why don't you call us back when you know?
It's nothing to do with the. No, it's nothing to do with the.
Okay. Well, if you guess it, do you really want to go to the softball game?
Well, I don't know. I might.
Well, if you do, we'll just send you a ticket.
Oh, I need more than one. Once for two?
Yes, once for two.
I got some stuff over there I got to pick up. So.
All right.
It's so.
So you're a loser.
Give me a hint.
I can't give you a hint without telling you.
It's the name of a hill, right?
No, it's not the name of the hill. It's the name of the ski area. That's Pipestave Hill. That's where Cardinal Cushing is. That's the name of the hill, but it wasn't the name of the ski area.
What hill? What hill was it?
Pipestave.
Wow.
Cardinal Cushing Academy. That is where the wrestler John Cena's father went to school.
And his house is up there somewhere.
No, his house is over at Long Hill Orchard.
Oh, that's right.
So, John Cena, the famous wrestler, his father was a wrestler at Cardinal Cushing Academy.
A wrestler?
A wrestler, yes.
They had wrestlers at Cardinal Cushing Academy?
Yes, they did.
He wrestled for the school?
Yes.
Geez, Bobby Gazzardi might have been a wrestler. You remember Gazzardi's?
No, I don't.
Ralph's Restaurant.
Oh, yeah. Well, no,
Billy
I don't.
And Bobby.
No, I don't. You know, I'm not very happy with him because when I was on the air back in the 80s or whenever it was, I never got a free meal from Bobby.
Billy.
Billy. Oh, maybe I was asking the wrong guy. You think?
What else happened? Something else happened down in Groveland.
Well,
the election. They nominated Dunn, huh?
Yes, they nominated Dunn.
Chairman.
And some people weren't very happy about that. They thought Joe DeMori should have become the chairman. What people don't understand is there's no rule and there's no law as to who the chairman is supposed to be. They have a vote, and it can be anybody. So some people are trying to make a big ado about nothing over there, and if they want Dunn to be, who I wouldn't vote for if I had a chance to vote in Groveland, I wouldn't vote for Dunn. But if the other selectmen wanted Dunn to be the chairman, why not?
You're right.
And I won't say that again.
You're right.
And I'm glad to see that Eddie Watson is a member of the Groveland Board of Selectmen, and I was thrilled that Betty Gorski got booted off.
Well, what happens is you make your own bed. You get involved with too many things.
That's right. Well,
yeah, you got to lie in it sometime.
That's right. Well, good. I hope you don't have to deal with her anymore.
Well, I dealt with it one time, and I did get a nice thank you for my service in Groveland. That's what I got.
You got a thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
What are you going to do with that?
That's what I got. I wanted to stay. I didn't want to leave. That was the best job I ever had. I had a lot of people under me, and they didn't talk back.
That's right. There were a lot of people under you, and they were dying to get in.
And they didn't talk back.
No, they didn't. I want to ask you something, though. I noticed that some of the headstones in the cemetery, the ones made out of marble, are deteriorating.
Well,
is that acid rain?
It could be.
That's what I think.
Yeah, I'm sure
If
it
you
is.
talk to the Republican Party, acid rain doesn't exist either.
Well, you can sandblast. You can do things with that, though. They're doing it. Different people are doing certain things with those stones, and maybe coating them with something too to preserve them.
Well,
I'm
maybe.
not sure
I
how
noticed
they
one
do
of the
that.
Parker graves, the one with Amos Parker, is so deteriorated you can't even see half the names on it anymore.
I can't. My eighth removed grandfather, Edward Wood, you can just barely see his name. He was buried before the Revolution.
Really? I also noticed.
1769.
Okay. Well, thank you for calling. We're going to move along to our
You
next
gonna put
break.
my name on those tickets?
To the Haverhill Police All-Stars.
Yeah, I'll come get them.
Oh, Chris will do that.
Put them down. I got some other stuff. I got to stop in and see Timmy.
Okay. Well, he'll be here probably during the week.
Because I'm a winner.
You are a winner. That's right. Maybe I'll see you Wednesday night.
Merrimack?
Maybe I'll see you in Groveland Wednesday night.
Oh, how about Merrimack?
Well, I don't think so.
All right.
Take care, Woody. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Okay, that's Woody from Kimball Tavern Antiques, a big contributor to the Open Mic program, and he is a winner. I think we have to take a break for the news. Okay, we'll be back in about 5 minutes.
It's 8 o'clock.
WHAV Merrimack Valley. WHAV is a not-for-profit service of Public Media of New England Incorporated. It's heard on 1640 AM, the web, at whav.net, and participating cable television stations.
Here's what's happening in local news. At least 3 newcomers intend to seek public office, including the office of mayor, as several campaigns prepare for this year's municipal elections in Haverhill. According to Haverhill City Clerk Linda L. Cotulis, Sherwin R. Theodore, 67 Washington Street, Haverhill, has taken out nomination papers for mayor. Also, newcomers Katrina Everett, 111 Colby Street, and Michael Sherman, 742 Washington Street, have taken out papers for city council and school committee, respectively. A telephone number for Theodore was not listed, Cotulis said. Meanwhile, some incumbents and previous candidates for city council have also drawn nomination papers. Among them, as of Monday, are incumbent councilors Colin LePage, William Masick, Mary Ellen Daly O'Brien, and Thomas Sullivan, as well as former councilor Kenneth Quimby Jr. and past candidate Fred Simmons. Other city incumbents, including 6th-term Mayor James J. Fiorentini, have yet to take out nomination papers. A North Andover man is due to be arraigned in Haverhill District Court on charges of armed robbery and assault and battery with a dangerous weapon after an investigation by Haverhill police. According to police, Ariel Lopez, 26, of North Andover, was taken into custody on an outstanding warrant at 2:01 p.m. Friday at police headquarters, 40 Bailey Boulevard. A Haverhill man is due in court to face theft and drug-related charges following his arrest on 4 outstanding warrants. Haverhill police report Robert Ryan, 28, of Haverhill, was arrested at 7:15 p.m. Friday at 18 Blaisdell Street. Under warrants, he was charged with larceny over $250 by check, receiving a stolen credit card, uttering, breaking and entering, and possession of a Class A substance. He was additionally charged by police with resisting arrest. 3 Haverhill residents face drug dealing charges by police as a result of 2 separate investigations. According to Haverhill Police, Samuel Dunn, 28, of Haverhill, was arrested at 9:30 p.m. Friday on East Broadway. He was charged with distribution of a Class A substance. He is due to be arraigned in Haverhill District Court. Earlier Friday, Matthew T. Doyle, 34, and Dominic Papos, 23, both of Haverhill, were arrested at 4 a.m. at 10 Ford Street. Doyle was charged with distribution of a Class A drug, conspiracy to violate drug laws, and assault and battery. Papos was charged with possession of a Class A drug, conspiracy to violate drug laws, unarmed burglary, and assault and battery. 2 Haverhill men are due in court to face assault and other charges in connection with separate disturbances Saturday. Haverhill police report Keith Como, 34, of Haverhill, was arrested at 11:36 p.m. Saturday at 93 High Street. He was charged with 3 counts of threatening to commit a crime, 2 counts of assault and battery on a police officer, disorderly conduct, subsequent offense, and resisting arrest. Earlier Saturday, Jason Cathy, 40, of Haverhill, was arrested at 5:58 p.m. at 103 Bellevue Avenue. He was charged with a single count of assault with a dangerous weapon. An overlay district near Andover's railroad station, which could bring 100 acres of transit-oriented development, is before Andover's town meeting tonight. The third night of the 2015 annual town meeting begins at 7 p.m. in the J. Everett Collins Center Auditorium, Andover High School, Shawsheen Road. Town Manager Reginald Buzz Stipczynski discussed the proposed project Friday afternoon at Andover Country Club during the annual meeting of the Merrimack Valley Economic Development Council.
I'd say 3 of the 5 selectmen have got the hint. They've run to the front of the parade, and I would expect Monday night for the Andover residents here, you will see at least the majority of the selectmen grabbing the mic and supporting what we're calling our historic mill district overlay bylaw.
Stipczynski said Andover took a page from the MVEDC and formed its own Economic Development Council, which prepared the proposal for town meeting. Approval requires a 2/3 vote. If the vision is realized, he explained, the project would bring housing, back office businesses, and other commercial development around the Andover train station. He said the project is benefiting from the Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority's double tracking along the Haverhill line. For more details, visit whav.net. In local high school sports, Whittier Tech Wildcats baseball and softball teams back in action Monday after mixed results over the weekend. Boys varsity baseball Saturday was shut out by Essex Technical High School 5-0. Monday, they and the junior varsity baseball team are at Greater Lawrence Technical High. Girls varsity softball came out with a win Saturday over the Newburyport High School Clippers 10-8. On Monday, varsity and junior varsity softball traveled to John George Park in Danvers to square off against Essex Technical High. For more schedule details, visit whav.net. Remember, WHAV is the only Haverhill-based news source, and it's always free. In the Edwin V. Johnson newsroom, this is Dana Esmel.
From Feature Story News in Washington, I'm Rebecca Foster. The European Union has asked the United Nations for help in tackling the smuggling of migrants into Europe. It comes after the death of around 1,800 people this year who have made the dangerous Mediterranean crossing from Africa. Nick Harper reports from UN headquarters in New York.
At a special meeting of the United Nations Security Council in New York, the EU's foreign policy head, Federica Mogherini, pleaded for UN intervention, saying UN support would
side Saudi Arabia for its campaign. Greece's finance minister says his country is 2 weeks away from financial disaster and that the situation is very urgent. Yanis Varoufakis warned Eurozone finance ministers gathered in Brussels on Monday that though differences were narrowing, urgent help was needed. European finance ministers are discussing the final payment of Greece's IMF debts. The Greek government has begun the transfer of $834 million in debt interest to the International Monetary Fund. America's top diplomat, U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry, is meeting Russian President Vladimir Putin and other top officials in the city of Sochi. Relations between Moscow and Washington have been severely strained over a number of issues, including the conflicts in Ukraine and Syria. Malcolm Brown reports.
The U.S. State Department says that John Kerry will be discussing a full range of bilateral and regional issues, including Iran, Syria and Ukraine, on his trip to Russia. Department spokesperson Marie Harf describes it as part of an ongoing effort to maintain direct lines of communication with senior Russian officials and to ensure U.S. views are clearly conveyed. The meetings will be watched closely for signs that Russia and the U.S. are willing to move past the ongoing crisis in their diplomatic relations, a crisis which has seen the US and other nations impose sanctions on Russia over its role in Ukraine. Malcolm Brown, Washington.
The defense has rested in the sentencing of convicted Boston Marathon bomber Dzhokhar Tsarnaev. The final testimony came from Sister Helen Pragin, a Catholic nun known for her anti-death penalty activism, and Susan Sarandon's Academy Award-winning portrayal of her in the film Dead Man Walking. Mimi Chapman reports.
During cross-examination by prosecutors who opposed her being allowed to testify, Sister Pragin said her belief is that capital punishment is never appropriate, no matter the crime. The prosecution's rebuttal began immediately after she stepped down, calling a member of the Joint Terrorist Task Force to the stand. The jury could go out as early as later this week, following closing arguments from both sides. Mimi Chahiman, New York.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
Wave weather.
I'm WHAV meteorologist Gary Best with wave weather for the Merrimack Valley. Mostly cloudy skies through the night. It may be a light shower. Low temperature 50 to 55. It'll become partly sunny and warmer again Tuesday, 80 or better. Maybe a shower or thunderstorm. Partly cloudy at night, low 50s. Mostly sunny, breezy, and dry weather Wednesday in the 60s, and fair weather continues on Thursday. This is Gary Best. Your next wave weather is coming up in 30 minutes.
Listen to The Wave with fewer interruptions, no pop-ups, and a choice of players by tuning directly from www.whav.net.
WHAV, Merrimack Valley, open mic.
From the Edwin V. Johnson Newsroom, WHAV presents the Open Mic Show with Tim Coco. Make your voice heard. Call 978-374-1900. That's 978-374-1900. Or email tcoco@whav.net.
Welcome back to the Open Mic. I'm Jack Bevelaqua, guest hosting tonight. Tim Coco is on assignment, and we're expecting or hoping for a report from him. He's at the Michael Nicoloro candlelight vigil this evening here in Haverhill. Michael Nicoloro, the Vietnam veteran who suffered from severe post-traumatic stress syndrome and the effects of that, who was found dead in downtown Haverhill just the other day. And there is going to be a memorial service at the Riverview Cemetery in Groveland tomorrow, beginning at about 11 o'clock, which I plan to attend. We still have some trivia prizes here. If you want to give us a call, we'll be pretty lenient as to how we give them out. But Woody is never going to get the answer to that trivia question. He can go to nelsap.com, and he can find the answer to my trivia question about the ski areas in West Newbury. There's your hint, Woody. Nelsap, NELSAP.net or .com, and they have all the old ski areas listed there. So I don't think anybody has called in to wish anybody a happy anniversary or a happy birthday. But if you do that, if you know somebody who has got a happy birthday or a happy anniversary in the month of June, give us a call at 978-374-1900. That's the number to call. We'll put your name in the Chinese cowboy hat, and we'll draw names at the end of the month, and hopefully you will be a winner of a fabulous cake from LBD's Italian Bakery in Bradford. Now, Chris is telling me that Tim Coco may be getting ready to report on the candlelight vigil going on at Plug Pond here in Haverhill. So I'm going to keep talking until we get a hold of Tim Coco. You know, Tim Coco is apparently not a very good reporter. We haven't heard anything yet. So, Chris is my fabulous. Yes, Tim Coco is now on the air. Is that correct?
Okay, Jack, I'm back in the studio, and I bring back some sound, but you kind of jumped the gun as as the anxious host you are. So let me bring up. All right, let's use this on. Let's do it this way.
I don't want to hear from running. I don't want to hear from running Doc Angelo anymore, though.
We can't run it from there. Okay. Yes. Hold on, Jack. We'll be right with you.
Okay. Well, if you'd like to take the cake, give us a call at 978-373-1900. Wish somebody a happy birthday or happy anything. Happy Groundhog Day. I don't really care. We want to put your name in the Chinese cowboy hat, and you'll have a chance to win a fabulous cake from LBD's Italian Bakery in Bradford. If you're the next person to call from Methuen, you'll get a ticket for two to the Methuen Police Patrolmen's Association Comedy Night, which is occurring on May 21st at the Andover Wyndham Hotel. I wonder why they can't have it in Methuen. But anyway, I wonder too much. You heard on the news that the penalty phase of the Boston Marathon bomber is over, and the jury is deliberating what the sentence will be for that young man who was involved in that heinous crime. I don't believe in the death penalty, so I would vote in favor of life in prison. the last thing you want to do is make a martyr out of this kid. It will just bring more trouble to the United States. So I think the right thing to do is to lock him up in jail and leave him there, and then forget about him. One could probably argue that maybe the bad guys might try to do a hostage deal, but you know what? You can't win no matter what you do. We're still waiting for our crack reporter, Tim Coco, to provide some information on the big event from tonight here in the city of Haverhill.
Okay, Jack. This started out pretty early. Pardon my voice, ladies and gentlemen, allergy season. So it's really good that Jack is here.
I mean, there's pollen everywhere out there. I'm starting to hack.
All right. So this is a very interesting story. Jacob Hunter Burrill, he's an 8th grade student, and he met Michael Nicoloro at the A1 Deli, as I reported earlier. But I thought the listeners might like to hear it from first from Michael's brother, John Gore. And so why don't we listen to that recording if the...
Sounds good to me.
So at first it was like, oh, that's great, someone in community is doing that. And then to find out that you're an 8th grader, an 8th grader doing this is just, it's overwhelming. You think about young kids these days and maybe how they're perceived. And there's really good kids out there. And we know that. And I know that. I coach youth sports and I have for a long time. And, kids are great. You just got to give them the opportunity.
And that was John Gore. The Gore family lives in Groveland, and a half-brother of Michael Nicoloro. But Jacob himself, that was the first time he was able to actually meet the Gore-Nicoloro families. And he related the story of how he met Michael Nicoloro.
Yeah, my family went out to breakfast, and we went to go pay the bill, and the waitress told us that he already paid for it, so...
Yeah, it was a chance encounter, and he always remembered that. And, kind of an unsung hero of the evening is Recreation Director Vin Willett. He saw a Facebook post from Jacob that Jacob wanted to have a candlelight vigil. Jacob was thinking of the stadium, but Vin knew that the stadium was booked with different athletic events. And, being so early in the season, not everything being cleaned up after the long winter, Vin jumped in and suggested Plug Pond. And it turns out, we found out tonight, that Vin actually knew Jacob because Jacob had participated in a day program when he was younger with the recreation department. So let's go to Vin Willett.
It was interesting. Someone had put it on Facebook, and there was an event going on. And I looked it up and noticed it was Jacob, and so I reached out to Jacob and said, basically, let's go through the proper procedures. Let's make this thing happen, so everyone has a good time. Everyone is there to pay respect to Mike and be safe. Just to have people show up at a particular park on a particular night with a lot of activity going on, it could be parking issues and so forth. So we talked about it. We decided to come here on Monday night, Plug Spawn, have a place for Mike, and have a peaceful visit with his family and friends. Good. Jacob is a unique kid. Jacob actually came to my day camp. I didn't realize that it was him until I contacted him, and I give that young man a lot of credit. He was deeply touched one time and explained how he met Mike, and he felt it was something that he wanted to do in respect for a man that was well known in Haverhill. And I give that young man a lot of credit for posting this and getting it going.
And so that was Vin Willett. We've got a call coming in at the same time here in the Master Control. What I am going to suggest is, just as I was leaving, it was finally getting dark enough for people to light the candles. The speeches had largely stopped, but lots of reminiscing between new friends and relatives. And of course, the services will be, I believe, tomorrow from Farmer Funeral Home. What I'm going to suggest is if the caller would hold on and Jack will hold on. Actually, tell you what, Jack, why don't you take over with your commentary, and then we'll get that caller to you.
I'm glad to hear from Vinny Ouellette. Vinny Ouellette is an asset to the community. He does a very fine job. I think he should run for for president someday. He does a fabulous job, and he took the bull by the horns and helped this young man pull off this candlelight vigil in the right way. It just goes to show that Vinny's a caring person and a true professional. Do we have a call coming in? I was wondering how many people were at the event.
Jack, it was about 50 people early on. It seemed to have been at least 100 by the time the candles were lit. Certainly an unusual outpouring for a member of society that had been largely ostracized, if you will.
Yeah, that's correct. It's good to see. And I plan to go to the event at the Riverview Cemetery tomorrow, and I'll send you a text and let you know what the turnout looked like. I expect a large turnout from the people of Groveland tomorrow at the cemetery. Are you ready for that call yet? We seem to be having a few technical difficulties here with whoever the call is, but whatever. So it's good to see that there was a pretty good turnout down to Plug Pond today for a Vietnam veteran who was the war had a serious impact on his life. It wasn't a positive impact, but he was a medic. I'm sure that he played a role in saving many other lives while doing his service in Vietnam. I was kind of hoping that somebody who knew what the life of a medic in a war zone was like would call in tonight, but we're about out of time. But if you're out there, if you're familiar with that, give us a call at 978-374-1900. I can only imagine that would be horrific duty in a war zone, being a medic, dealing with people who have been shot, blown up, killed, seriously injured, trying to minister to them and get them onto a helicopter and get them out of the danger zone. So it's no wonder that the Vietnam War had such a negative impact on Michael Nicoloro. And it had a negative impact on a lot of people, unfortunately. I was wondering if the Rolling Thunder motorcycle group was at the event tonight. The Rolling Thunder motorcycle, I don't want to use the word gang, is committed to Vietnam veterans, and they're very active in many of the communities in the area. So maybe they'll show up tomorrow at the Riverview Cemetery tomorrow. I plan to be there tomorrow with my sister at 11 o'clock. Did we lose that call? Okay. Hello, you're on the open mic.
Hey, what's happening? I heard you're back here in Massachusetts.
Oh, I'm back visiting.
Back visiting?
I'm back visiting.
So how's things going?
Things are going fine.
Yeah, you sound good.
Well, thank you. You know what? All this pollen in the air is giving me a raspy voice.
Oh, you sound okay to me.
So, how's things down at on what, Kimball Street?
Oh, I'm not over there anymore.
At South Kimball Street.
Over there in 14 years it's been since I've been there.
Oh, 14 years. I guess you had enough of that, huh?
Well, no, I had a baby.
Oh.
So I stayed home with him.
Oh.
I'm broadcasting to you live from Market Basket right now down in Riverside.
Broadcasting live from Market Basket. What's going on at Market Basket? Any activities? I missed that whole Market Basket thing when...
oh, that was terrible.
I missed that whole Market Basket thing when I was out in Utah. And I'm glad to see that it had a positive result. I didn't expect that result.
I kind of did. I think I knew that just based on the customers sticking together the way they did, I knew it was going to be positive.
Well, I was pleasantly surprised. And, of course, I did start the show off as the new Kinder, Gentler Jack with a whole list of positive things which have happened in the area in my absence. Maybe I should disappear more often and more good things will happen.
Well, I don't know about that. It's a good thing that you're here and hosting the open mic tonight.
That's right. What I got to do is I got to get a national show out of Utah. I don't think that a liberal talk show host would go over very well in Utah.
No, not in Utah.
And they all have guns, you know.
In Utah?
Yeah.
Huh.
They all have guns and they're all Republicans. So I guess I better stay away from that gig, huh?
Yeah, that's not a good combination. You want to steer clear of that.
Yes, I do.
You need to have your roving reporter calling in from the remote locations, and that's how you can run a show.
Oh, that's right. But I would have to be the roving reporter. I would have to report from, like, different areas, like out in the desert, up in the mountains.
There's only one roving reporter that hails from this area, and we all know who that is.
Who?
Well, I'm not going to say his name on the radio. He'll have to call in and identify himself.
The roving reporter from
Roving reporter. You don't remember?
No, I don't remember the roving reporter.
Oh, he used to drive across the country, and he used to call in.
Oh yeah, that guy. Whatever happened to
That's
him?
right.
Is he still around?
He's still around. He's still driving coast to coast.
No kidding. You know
He'll
what?
have to call in. So if the lines light up, it could be him, and I'll have to leave some space for him to call in and talk to you.
Oh, that's right. Okay, well, thank you for calling.
Have a good night.
Do you want to go to the Methuen Police Patrolmen's Association Comedy Night?
When is it?
It is on Thursday, May 21st.
Ooh, I might be able to. How many tickets do you have?
Well, I got a ticket that admits 2 people.
Okay, I'll take it. How do I get it?
Give your name and address to Chris,
Okay.
and he'll mail
Thank
it to you. You're welcome.
Okay.
Thank you for calling the Open Mic program.
All right, have a good night. Have a safe trip home.
I should get a hold of that guy in the truck and get a ride in the semi across country.
Oh, geez. He doesn't drive a truck. He drives a bus.
Oh, jeez and
But not
crow.
across the country, though.
Oh, I took a Greyhound bus across the country twice in the last year.
Well, you're familiar with Greyhound. You used to take the Greyhound bus into Boston every day, didn't you?
No, that wasn't Greyhound. It was the one out of Plastow, New Hampshire.
Oh.
You talk about the Magical Mystery Tour. Take a Greyhound across country.
I don't know about that.
No, that's not. It's not a good idea.
I don't think I fare very well doing that.
No, I don't think. I barely made it.
Yeah. Is the line lighting up yet?
No, the line's not lighting up yet. But you know what? They don't show me the light up line, so I have no idea. There could be 20 calls waiting if they don't tell me. They leave me.
Come on, Tim. You got to get Jack a new phone.
And Tim Coco has been fired as the reporter.
Oh boy.
Just because I feel like I can do that. I show up once a year and I wreak havoc here in the. By the way, I have endorsed Ken Quimby for City Council. I hope that you choose to vote for him.
Jen or Ken?
I hope that you will vote for Ken Quimby.
Oh, Ken, right. I thought you said
he was
Jen,
at he was at the event tonight. I wonder what other dignitaries were there.
You know, I wish I knew. Last I knew, I saw on Facebook they were having something Friday night, and we couldn't go.
Friday night?
And then I saw that there was something tonight, and they have put some pictures on Facebook, and I was like, I didn't even know it was tonight.
Well, the event was tonight at Plug Pond, and if you go zooming down there right now, it's a candlelight vigil. I don't know if anybody's left, but and they're going to have he's going to be buried at the Riverview Cemetery in Groveland, and I think that's at 11 o'clock tomorrow. And they're going to have a service at the cemetery, and I'm going to head on over there with my sister and attend that.
Huh.
So.
Wow.
So maybe you should get a whole bunch of donuts and coffee and come over to Riverview Cemetery tomorrow.
But I'm back to work. I've been back to work for a year now. So
what are you doing these days?
I'm an administrative assistant.
Oh.
Secretarial work.
Oh, that's very good. Okay, how's the baby?
He's 14 now, almost 15.
Oh.
No longer a baby.
I guess
he's
not.
He's doing well. He's an honor student, so he's doing well.
Oh, he must take after his father then.
No, he takes after his mother.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. Well, thank you for calling. And
All
Chris,
right, have a good night,
give your
Jack.
name and address to Chris.
I will. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for calling. Oh, thank you for calling the open mic. I have a hard time with the electronics here. Okay, we've got about 3 minutes left. 978-374-1900. You still have a chance to get your name in the Chinese cowboy hat to win a cake from D's Second Generation Italian Bakery, located at 140 South Main Street in Bradford. Their phone number, by the way, is 978-241-9543. Their website is www.albieds.com. No, I don't know who that was. I knew who that was. No, it wasn't my sister, no. I tried to get my sister to call, and she wouldn't. Imagine that. She better bring me coffee tomorrow on the way to the event down at the Riverview Cemetery. So, again, I tried to get E.J. Olette to call in tonight, but he was down in Newburyport, doing his music lessons. So we did hear from Vinny. And I have suggested that the town of Groveland hire E.J. Ouellette and the Mad Maggie Band to perform at the softball field under the lights at Groveland Days in Groveland this summer. I think that would be a huge event for the town of Groveland. But, it's Groveland, so I mean, they don't even treat their public servants well. I mean, they didn't treat Dick Shaka very well while he was alive, and I was very upset that not one member of the Groveland Board of Selectmen attended his funeral. That was an embarrassment to the town of Groveland. We're banned from Groveland, so we can say whatever we want. No one's going to know. But it's a 5-member board in Groveland, and Betty Gorski has been booted out of office. I'm very happy about that. And I do think that Eddie Watson and Mr. Wood are going to do a fine job on the Board of Selectmen in Groveland. I think it's a new day is dawning in Groveland because a problem has been eliminated. I think we're about out of time, and we didn't get anybody to participate in the birthday cake. Are we out of time? That's it for the open mic for tonight. I want to thank you for listening, and we hope that you'll continue supporting WHAV. Good night.
Open mic!
Join Tim Coco live on the Open Mic again next Monday night at 6:30. The opinions expressed on the Open Mic show are not necessarily those of WHAV, its underwriters, or affiliated stations. The Open Mic show came to you from the Edwin V. Johnson Newsroom.